Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you? I'm having an existential crisis. Welcome to Hey EW. I am RJ City, and my guest is Ace Austin Hay.
Hello.
I think you have too many accessories.
You think so? Yes. I've been told that before. I do have quite a lot of accessories. I've toned it down a little bit. The main one now, Ace up the sleeve. We stick with that one. It's, you got it? Okay, cool. But there is one that I brought today specifically to show you that OG Ace Austin fans will remember. Okay. And it goes a little something like this.
Yes.
Let me clear some space.
Whoa.
Okay.
We're getting very excited here. Yes.
It's a whole show.
Yes.
You ready? It goes 1, 2.
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you? What? No.
Like that. You remember
You don't
that?
spring that on people. You don't spring that on people. It's dangerous, it's a hazard. I was not ready for that. You don't just make a cane out of nowhere. You give people the cane heads up.
You want to try to catch it? You want to try to catch one?
Yes, I would like to catch it.
Okay, you want to play?
Great.
Hold on. Hey,
Okay,
I'm not going to reveal the trick, so let me just step off real quick.
This is
and then
exciting.
We'll bring in another one, okay?
Kayfabe.
Kayfabe?
Yeah.
Okay, that was really good.
That's funny.
All right.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
It's going to hit the ground. It's going to go straight up.
Yeah.
You're going to have a second to just snag it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Here we go, something like this. And straight up.
Here I am, putting on my top hat. Look at this, me and him. Oh, this is great. This is outstanding. I'm keeping this one. Wonderful. Let us start at the beginning, shall we? You were born in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Yes, this is true.
Also known as the Pretzel City, being the home of 4 major pretzel bakeries. You really have nothing else going on there?
Not much else.
Just pretzels?
No, the Sovereign Performing Arts Center is probably the most exciting thing I can remember about Reading. That's where I saw wrestling shows and stuff when I was a kid.
Okay, and you had pretzels there, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's excellent. It's also the home of Taylor Swift. Do you feel obligated to support her?
I don't.
Okay, so you're taking a stand. You want to be the most famous person from Reading, is that it?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good for you.
I think she was from an outskirt.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I was born in Reading. I'm not, I didn't grow up in Reading. I grew up in a place called Robizonia. It's pretty.
I'm sorry, was there some evil Italian overlord who ran that town?
Robizonia, and it was in Berks County. When I go visit my mom, you can hear the horse and buggies clop by her house. I'm not kidding.
Wow, but she's not Amish. She was a rebel.
No.
She's like, I'm turning all the lights on. We will talk about your mother in a minute, but you were born Austin Hiley.
Yes.
Your real last name is Hiley.
Yes, it is.
And yet you didn't do a weed gimmick.
No, when I was, I got into wrestling when I was like 17. And I used to feel like I had to stay away from it because of my grandmother. She was really vehemently against it.
Yeah, which is tremendous though, because you look like you're fried. But the restraint to not do the weed gimmick, I really, really respect. Your real name is Austin.
Yes.
But you were also almost named Jericho.
This is true.
So your mother was just a mark? Or?
I don't think it had anything to do with Chris, actually. And I don't think it was biblical either. Is Jericho biblical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She loved that show on the CW? Is that what it was?
I should ask her what the details behind that are. I don't really remember why she came up with Jericho, but yeah, that was.
But she was a wrestling fan.
She was.
She took you to shows before you could even remember.
Yes. A lot of, like, my older brothers were wrestling fans. My mom was a wrestling fan. My grandmother actually was a big wrestling fan. She loved Paul White. That was her favorite.
Yeah. So you didn't really have a chance then. Your brain was polluted before it was even formed. I'm so sorry.
For sure. Yeah. I went to some shows as a kid, as like a real little kid, and then my mom always worked at a radio station growing up, as long as I can remember, and she would always get like the extra free tickets or whatever that would come through the radio station. So we got to see a lot of cool shows when I was a kid. But my first memory came when I was like flipping through the channels, and I came across it on TV, and I think I was about 4, and I just remember like seeing it, and then just like everything changed, and then it was just like wrestling in the living room all the time and using the couch cushions. And, all that sort of.
That's basic. Everyone does that.
Yes.
Not really interesting. I really wouldn't share that. Your mother would also take you line dancing every Tuesday at a club called S Kickers. Is your whole life just like Jeff Foxworthy's worst album?
Yes, S Kickers was a lot of fun. Like I said, my mom worked at a radio station growing up. That radio station was the Big I-105, Pennsylvania's country leader.
Yeah.
So I was, speaking of polluted, I was polluted with country music growing up for sure.
Yeah.
Nothing against it now, but it's definitely not my forte now. It's
no, it's
not
bad.
what
It's
not
awful.
what I'm on.
You can say it.
Yeah,
Don't
okay,
worry
all
about
right,
that.
we'll be honest
So
about it.
you're too young to wrestle, yet you decide, let me do other things in the meantime to help me when I get into wrestling.
Yes.
One such thing, and this is really the only thing I'm interested in talking about, is that you did 14 musicals at Conrad Weiser High School.
Weiser. Conrad Weiser.
Conrad
actually,
Weiser. I'm not wiser about Weiser, but go ahead. Name them.
My first one was called Groovy.
And you were the swashbuckler.
And I was Swashbuckler. And then 7th grade, 8th grade was High School Musical, which was funny.
Skip it.
That was the end of my middle school year.
I don't care.
9th grade was Wizard of Oz. Phenomenal, incredible.
And you were?
I was Nico. I was the leader of the Flying Monkeys. And I was also the leader of the Lollipop Guild.
Can
yes.
you do the little...
Yeah, we represent
Yeah, that thing. I don't think we can do it anymore. Were you in Greece? You ever do Greece?
Yes, we
Who
did.
did you do? Were you Rizzo?
11th grade year. No, I thought I was a shoo-in for Kaniki, but that was not the case.
Who, Cha-Cha?
No, I was an ensemble member named Jimmy. Wow. Yeah, it was one of the very few shows I was ensemble. I did most of the shows I did. I had some sort of role. I got to do something pretty cool.
Sure. Little Shop? You do a Little Shop?
No Little Shop.
This is useless.
Not every single one of those shows was at my high school either. Some of them were community theater
because
outside.
you can get the roles you wanted. So you're like, I'm gonna go elsewhere.
Well, no.
Taking my ball and going home.
I graduated, you know.
Well,
I couldn't do any more shows
that makes
after I
sense.
graduated.
You said that your favorite song is Tango Maureen from Rent.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite show tune.
Yeah, you ever been involved in a bisexual love triangle?
No.
Can you tango?
I can learn anything.
Doesn't sound like a yes. You were a short child.
Yes.
And you would sometimes dress eccentrically to compensate for that fact.
Yes.
So other students would just think you were short and gay?
Maybe. I mean, hey, that's their prerogative, I suppose. But yeah, when I first discovered, Hot Topic, and when I first started shopping on my own, I would wear absurd things. I'd wear T-shirts with vests over them, lime green, like with lime green pinstripes.
Yeah.
And I would wear the sleeves that had the things hanging off of them.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you finally stopped dressing absurdly.
Yeah, it's a lot different. I just don't wear shirts now. That's kind of my...
In the 11th grade, though, you hit a growth spurt.
Finally, yes.
What caused that? Vigorous masturbation?
I think it had to do with work. I think working out really had
with your hand and a bottle of Jergens.
Yeah, getting a lot stronger. No, I think working out had a lot to do with it. I started working out, like my first time exercising a little bit was in like 9th grade with the football team. I sort of learned some of that. And then I started doing calisthenics, like parkour exercises. And then, by 11th grade, I finally broke out of that 4-foot shell that I was stuck in.
And then you're an eccentric, taller person.
Yeah.
At the age of 14, you started working at Hot Topic and stayed there way too long.
Way too long.
Over 10 years.
Well over.
Including when you were on the Indies and at Impact.
Yes.
Why?
It was just, they were always so cool. Like the job was easy, and they were always they worked with my schedule no matter what. I would say, hey, I'm going to Japan for 5 weeks. And they would say, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So it
sounds like you didn't really work there.
So it was...
I think they just kept you around.
It's what funded most of my training when I started. And then as I got busier with wrestling, obviously the less I would do the Hot Topic thing. And then by the time I moved out to Ohio to do the whole wrestling cult situation, I was probably moving down to like 2 days a week or so.
Right.
And then for the last probably 5 to 7 years, 1 day a week.
Wow,
it was like 1 day a week. I'd go in just to keep my number active, and the discount. Let's be honest. The discount, you couldn't beat the employee discount.
Not really an employee by those terms. At 17, you started training with the Wild Samoans.
Yes.
You thought you could just cuddle up to the bloodline and get a fast ticket to WWE?
That's exactly what I thought, actually. I didn't know that wrestling schools existed, obviously, when I was younger. So my original plan was to move to California because I found a stuntman school that online, and I thought that's what I would do. Yeah. And then when I was doing the musical, my 10th or 11th grade year, my boss at Hot Topic, it all comes together, all folds in together. My boss at Hot Topic calls me and he says, hey, somebody was just in the store shopping for some stuff, and we got to talk, and she said that she is a wrestling manager, and that she trains with the Wild Samoans and all this stuff. So then I found out about the Wild Samoans in Allentown, and
Sounds like your manager was trying to get rid of you.
Well, actually, he used to tell me that if he ever had the chance to promote me, he wouldn't. And that's because he knew I was destined for greater things.
Yep, that's it.
That's
We're
exactly
not good at working at Hot Topic. Then you go to Ohio, and you move in with 12 other wrestlers to save money. Are you sure this wasn't one of those cam girl houses?
No, definitely no cameras, unfortunately. Otherwise, a lot of those people would be in a lot of trouble today.
Yeah.
It was more like a cult, and I did not really realize it was a cult. You know, you never do.
Right.
Until you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Exactly.
And that's
and then they said, put on these sneakers.
You know, yeah. So
a
lot of crazy things happened in that house. I watched.
Name one crazy thing. What's the most disgusting thing that happened there?
You really want to know?
Yes.
Okay, well, I came home one day, and let's just say the leader of this household was, the leader of this cult, was standing in the doorway, and he was very disheveled. And on the front step was one of the young students, tenants.
Okay.
And he was, he was crying, and he was very upset. And I said, oh, man, what happened? And he, oh, we got in a big fight, and things got out of hand, and I'm getting kicked out. And I was like, oh, you're getting kicked out of the house. That's crazy. So then I walk into the house, and this individual says, come on in, we're having a fire. And he takes me to the backyard, and there's a fire. And someone's gear is in that fire.
Wow.
It was pretty crazy.
Wow. That was like, so they're like Nazis if they did sloppy arm tricks. You call yourself inevitable.
Yes.
Why?
That came from my first major, I don't know, maybe let's call it shortcoming as a pro wrestler. My first major main event came Slammiversary 2020, and I thought that all signs pointed to Ace Austin becoming the youngest world champion of all time. 23 years old. I was right there. I was on the cusp of it, and I did not accomplish that in the Slammiversary 2020. And rather than let that bog me down, I decided that the rest of my future is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Right.
It became inevitable.
Yeah, one of the things you said was inevitable is that you'd end up in WWE.
Yeah. And I did. I performed in WWE one time.
Okay. All right, once. Okay, that's fine. That's good enough. Look, you're here now.
You know
it's fine. It's okay. It's all right. That's fine. You were longtime friends and partners with Chris Bay.
Yes.
Who last year severely broke his neck, temporarily paralyzed, 10% chance of even walking again.
Yes.
Made a miraculous recovery. It has moved the wrestling world.
Oh, yeah.
It must be annoying to be friends with someone that inspirational.
No. We pushed each other to really, really great heights.
You can't call him and complain about anything. He's like, well, I almost died. And you're like, oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Right?
So he's so kind, and he's so gentle and empathetic. And even at his worst, he's always so concerned about the people around him.
Yeah.
And so we will get on the phone sometimes now, and he'll ask me how things are going, and I'll start going off on things that are bothering me. And he'll never say that, but it'll occur to me.
Sure.
Oh, well, at least I didn't break my freaking neck and almost never walk again.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you why I think he's fully because before he went into surgery, he said to you, this means you have to have a crazy singles run and win a world title for me. Him. How selfish. You're not Babe Ruth. He can't just fantasy book whatever he wants, right?
Yeah,
That's a ridiculous amount of pressure. How dare he?
I thrive under pressure. I prefer pressure.
He's not thriving under any pressure. He's like, oh, I think you should go work. What is that? Call him out right now.
I love you, Chris. I love you so much.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself,
I miss
Chris
you
Bay.
every day.
Yeah, thanks for inspiring everyone so you could play with them like your own little personal action figures. I think that's sick. Sorry. Jay White recruited you for the Bullet Club.
Yes.
What was that interview process like?
Jay White came into Impact during the the COVID era, during the 2020 times, and that's when he recruited Chris. So by proxy, he had his eyes on his surroundings, and I was among the top individuals there at the time. So of course he recognized my
inevitability.
Let's, and then
did you do the cane routine for him? You did one of these?
I sure
like
did.
This,
Absolutely.
And he did them sold.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And then when New Japan wanted to put me in Best of Super Juniors in 2022, I went there and I had a standout performance, if I do say so myself, and that sort of solidified, what Jay White saw in me in terms of potential.
Okay, so here's my issue. You join the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
You then start a subgroup with Chris Bay, who again we've mentioned is an asshole, called ABC. Okay?
Yes.
That ended or kind of didn't end. So you're kind of in or out of that group, but then you joined another Bullet Club subgroup called the Bang Bang Gang, if you're actually in that at all, though it doesn't seem official yet.
Yeah, there's paperwork, there's a
Don't you understand this is like a Ponzi scheme? This is another one of those cults. 100%. This is how they get you.
Yeah, and you know what? It sells merchandise.
This is like a shell company. This is like Exxon. You want to know why it sells merchandise, and you want to know where it sells merchandise? Link it up. Where do they sell Bullet Club? Hot Topic.
Actually, and you know what? That's funny. When I'm getting the job at 14, one of the reasons I held on to the job for so long is because my goal was to have one of my T-shirts on the wall before I stopped working there, essentially.
Which didn't happen.
And it still could. My number's in the system.
You're still working there?
Well, my number's in the system.
I'm interviewing a Hot Topic employee.
I can go back for seasonal shifts if I'd like to.
Okay.
So let's just put it out there into the universe right now. When I first saw AEW shirts come into Hot Topic, I thought to myself, wow, it's getting closer than ever. And then I joined Bullet Club. I'm thinking, wow, it's getting closer than ever. And now I am actually a part of All Elite Wrestling, and I am as close as I've ever been. And
he is a child soldier of the Hot Topic.
I am 100%. I'll fly the Hot Topic flag for the rest of my life. If they want to invest some money in me, if they want to put some logos on my gear, I'm up for it.
So then you quietly become a free agent.
Yes.
AEW comes to Cincinnati. You're like an hour away.
Yeah.
You say, hey, I just want to say hi to people.
I just want to come say hi to my friends.
And they said, how about you come do a promo and then have a match the next day? It's that easy to get hired here?
I don't want to say yes, because I've seen a lot of people work really hard and not get hired here.
Or get a graphic. You got a graphic quite
I got
easily.
a graphic.
Did you ask for it, or
no,
they just...
when I showed up so when I did the promo Wednesday, and then when I showed up Thursday, I got pulled in 1,000 directions.
Yeah.
We need promo pictures for the graphic. We need your entrance music. We got to go over your entrance.
Yeah. I just feel like, sorry. So many people have a graphic now, it's almost cooler to like not have one.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Something to think about. You said the AEW locker room was warm and welcoming.
Yeah.
I want to apologize. That's not really who we are.
Oh, okay.
Stick it out a couple more months.
Then I'll find out.
I don't think I was welcoming. This is the only conversation we've had.
Yeah, maybe
I didn't say hello.
at length. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, see. Why is everybody so horny over you? I was scrolling. I see this timeline. You're in your underwear. You're posing. What are these proportions? What is this? This isn't even a V tape. This is an X. What is going on here? No human being. See, this is, and the quads, what are we doing here? Why are you shaped like this? Why are you doing this to yourself?
This is why.
No
Honestly,
one in wrestling is in shape
as much as I want to
anymore.
give credit to the abs, it's really these things that sell everybody. These sell themselves.
Yeah. Hey, let me give that a little, that's solid. Your proportions
are absurd.
Are only appropriate for your ridiculous outfits. In any other kind of clothing, they don't make any sense.
Yeah, and actually, I had a pair of track pants that had to be adjusted because the largest size would not fit over my quads.
Yeah.
And everyone in the locker room was like, wow, I hate you. So
You've surpassed human clothes.
pretty much.
Congrats.
Yeah.
You own a painting by Jeff Hardy. Is it hard pretending it's good?
I actually lost that painting in my devastating apartment fire.
It's for the best. Inside your left wrist tape, you write the number 576.
Yes, I do.
It is, quote, just a number that means a lot to me.
Yeah, and I will elaborate now that we're talking about
Thanks.
it. 576 is actually, here we go, tying back in.
Yeah.
576 is actually the area code / store number of the Hot Topic that I began working at.
No, you're brainwashed.
As a 14-year-old.
I'm worried about you, and you need to stop. This is not good.
Store number
There's going to be a
576.
Vice documentary about this one day.
But my manager, when I was working there, both my managers, Tamron, she was always very supportive, very loving, very amazing. And then the manager that took over for her, his name was Steven, and he is the one that told me he would never promote me because I was destined for greater things. He was always really like, really supportive of the wrestling thing. He used to be a backyard wrestler when he was in high school. So he was like, man, he really wanted to see me go after it. So we'd have a lot of late night conversations, closing the store about chasing this wrestling dream, you know?
Wow.
So 576 is a homage to like my roots, you know?
That is corporate America.
And then on the right wrist.
Yes, you have your match numbers.
I write the match numbers.
What are you at now?
Let's see. As of this past weekend, I wrestled this past Saturday, it was 1,026.
Great. What about special events? You won't put this on? It's not going to make the list? It's not going to add up to the counter? You're gonna put
I'll put, it's not going to be on my match list, no.
Okay. All right.
Unless we...
That's fine. All right. No, I'm just saying we're hailing the great mecca of Hot Topic, and we can't even pay tribute to this. That's fine. That's fine. Enjoy your graphic. You wanted to give back to your community. So you held a wrestling show fundraiser at Conrad Weiser High School to fund the music theater program.
Oh, yeah.
That is sweet. And all the students must have went, what the
right? No, they were all super stoked. Well, because when I was obviously growing up, I was like the weird wrestling kid, you know? And obviously most people didn't understand that. And of course, there were plenty of people who were, had negative, things to say about it and whatever.
And valid.
And none of that ever changed. None of that ever changed my perspective or swayed me. Which, hey, that kind of ties into the inevitable thing. It was always just a matter of.
And it's inevitable.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
Well, and you said that one day you will come back to musicals.
I'd really love to. Yeah.
Well, today's that day, my friend. This is from the public domain musical, Pirates of Penzance. The modern Major General. You know the song. We all know the song. Give it a little shot. Give it a little shot. Give it a little shot. You know the song? You know what I'm talking about?
No. I don't.
You did 14 of these musicals. You have an expendable cane. You do the dun part. I am the very model of a modern Major General. I've information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the fights historical from Marathon to Waterloo and order categorical. Very well acquainted too with matters mathematical. I understand equations, both the simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem, I am teeming with a lot of news, with many triple facts about the square of their hypotenuse. That easy!
Great job. You crushed it. I'm so glad you did that for us.
This was your moment, and you squandered it to promote the Hot Topic in a Berkshire Mall.
Yeah, and hey, the second store I worked at is at the Beaver Creek Mall.
We're done. I don't want to hear about your employment history. Do you have anything else you do with the cane?
No, just this. Just this. This is my trick.
It's quite an ending.